Hey guys, Elisa Massey here, and welcome to episode 2 of Dragon Age Origins. As a quick recap, we were out in the forest, we ran into some humans, we and our friend Tamlin went into this cave where there were spiders and walking corpses, and we found this mirror that Tamlin touched, and we touched it, we blacked out, apparently got sick, and we were brought back to camp. Tamlin's not here. Okay, we caught up. Cool. So we are going to ask some questions to the keeper now. So I have questions about this Grey Warden.
When Tamlin's life is at stake? Oh, very well.
I thought the Grey Wardens had disappeared.
Not quite, Dalish. After they defeated the Darkspawn long ago, the Grey Warden's numbers diminished greatly over the centuries. It seems the humans have little use for them if Darkspawn aren't actively raising their lambs. I suppose the thought of Darkspawn returning one day did not occur to them.
And have they returned?
The Grey Warden thinks so. A war may be in the offing. If so, we must get as far away from it as possible.
Why was that pointed so far away? I'm sorry. Could we not help in the battle?
Let the humans fight their battles, as we must fight our own.
Just cue that in place better. Why did you believe anything this Shemlin said?
He seemed honorable, and his care for your safety speaks well of him. I trust my judgment.
How did he know where to bring me?
He said he had been looking for our clan, and had a hint of our whereabouts. As I said, you were fortunate. It is possible he sought a volunteer to join their order.
Dalish have joined these wardens before?
Indeed. The Grey Wardens once consisted of the best from all races. I know of no Dalish joining them since the days of the Darkspawn Wars, however.
What if he asks for one now?
It would be a great honor, though I don't know why any Dalish would choose such a life. Regardless, he has not asked.
Are these wardens great warriors?
They are the best and most noble of all races, Dalish. Few can achieve their standards.
I have no more questions about the Grey Warden's keeper.
Then do not tarry. Find Tamlin quickly.
But I had questions about the Darkspawn.
Remember that Tamlin needs your help.
Didn't the Grey Wardens destroy the Darkspawn long ago?
They destroyed the last horde of Darkspawn to threaten the surface centuries ago. It doesn't mean they extinguished them all.
You think this cave was a Darkspawn lair?
Darkspawn are savage, uncultured creatures, more akin to locusts than men. They may have befouled the cave, but they did not build what is there. From the Warden's description, it may have been a temple devoted to an old god. Should we return, I may see it for myself.
Why did the Grey Warden think I had met a Darkspawn?
Darkspawn are filthy, diseased beasts that taint the very air around them. The Grey Warden seemed to think your illness came from this taint. Since you did not meet any Darkspawn, I don't see how that could be. No doubt he was mistaken.
What is a Darkspawn exactly? I've never seen one before.
They are mostly boogeymen, used to frighten human children. In modern times, they are rarely seen on surface lands. But rumor holds that great numbers dwell in the ancient tunnels of the Draganlan, the dwarves. They obliterate all that is in their path. Like a plague of locusts, they spread disease and misery when they come to the surface. An event to be feared, without doubt.
Could that bear-like monster have been a Darkspawn?
The old tomes say Darkspawn come in as many varieties as surface creatures. They also say that many Darkspawn are seen only during what the humans call a blight. Perhaps your bear monster was one of those.
I have no more questions about the Darkspawn keeper.
Then do not tarry. Find Tamlin quickly.
I need more equipment before I go.
Master Island can help you. Go to him and ask to see his stock.
Goodbye, keeper. Okay. So now we have a lot of stuff to do around camp. 'Cause there's stuff to get.
It is begun.
There's codex information. Finn Harald, the Dreadwolf. come back and talk to Fenrirol,
I shall do it.
but so much stuff. Small scroll. City elves, because also, as you can see, some of this codex stuff also gets us experience. And there's a book over here that I can't actually physically see. Can pick that. We can't pick that check. It needs a key. That chest needs a key. Codex.
Very well.
Pick more there. Codex info there. Let's talk to Marin.
Anathara, it's good to see you recovered.
How are the Hala faring, Marin?
They fare well. The Keeper called for the clan to move on, and they will be ready to take us. One is heavy with calf, but it shouldn't be a problem. May I ask of Tamlin's fate? Some say the clan will leave before we find him.
I won't allow that to happen.
The Hala mourn our fallen. No screams, no heart-wrenching in their mourning cry. At least they won't be crying over you. They are quite fond of you.
The Hala are beautiful creatures.
I admire them for their strength and pride. They are equals, not servants like the Shenlin horses. At any rate, I do not envy the Keeper's decision. I'll pray for Tamlin's safe return.
That's more codex info. Meryl is over there. There's a note. We talked to Meryl last. No, there was a scroll over there. I thought I could get around to that, but apparently not. On the Dales. Our first codex video is going to be kind of long. Let's pick the chest first. Now we talk to a shell.
By the creators, it is so good to see you whole and well. I was so worried.
Anathara, a shell. It's good to see you too.
All that time you were ill, the Keeper didn't know if you were going to live or die. I've been outside the Keeper's tent the whole time. I have never been so relieved as when I heard you would pull through. What happened? Everyone says Tamlin may be dead.
He's missing. That's all we know right now.
That's awful. He's been a good friend to you since you were fledglings. You must be more careful. Your mother and father, may they rest in peace, would be horrified to see you take such risks.
You've never spoken of my parents once, a shell.
What happened to them is a sad tale, and it's in the past. Reopening old wounds benefits no one.
Don't we Dalish strive to learn of our past?
True. Perhaps you're old enough to hear this, though it hardly seems like the right time.
Is there ever a good time?
Very well. If I do not tell you now, you'll only wonder. Your mother was a hunter, one of the finest, and your father was the Keeper before Marathari. He was with us for a very long time. Your mother was from another clan, and her elders did not approve of the match. She and your father had to meet in secret. One day, bandits caught them alone in the forest. Your father was killed, but your mother escaped.
Humans killed my father?
Yes, but also city elves, too. Those of our kind living with humans do not hold to the old ways. Your mother held to life long enough to give birth to you. But grief racked her heart. One night she simply walked into the moonlight and never returned.
My mother abandoned me?
She just couldn't carry on without your father. The clan decided not to discuss this around you, lest it poison your heart with sadness.
can't believe I've never heard this tale.
Our people have learned to live with much sorrow. It seemed only right that we not dwell on it. Your mother did leave you a gift. Something of your father's for you to have once you were older. Perhaps the time has come.
Oh, where is it?
Take this key. You'll see some chests behind the storage Aravel by the Halapen. One of them was your mother's. Its contents are yours if you wish.
Thank you. Okay. So that gets us to that chest over there.
It is begun.
The heirloom necklace. Let's see what. The other silver belt and the heirloom necklace. And I'll come back and talk to him too.
I shall do it.
I know he's a person to talk to.
It is begun.
Craft. For just any other signs of items. Is there anything far over this way? No, we got just about everything. So, we'll go to Island first. Oops.
I'm glad you recovered. Once we find Tamlin, we can concentrate on the journey northward.
Thank you for the bow, Master Island. It is light and sturdy, much better than the one I made last year.
You are more than welcome. My father made it and used it in battle against the Clane tribes.
I will carry it with honor.
I would like to hear the story of your father's battle. I don't know if I've ever actually asked that question.
Then I am proud to tell it. Our clan was one of the first to flee the Dales. When we came to Ferelden, the fiercest of the Shimlin were the barbarians known as the Clane. We didn't wait for them to attack us. Every Dalish clan in Ferelden united to bring the battle to them.
We attacked them first?
They were barbarians without honor. They would have slain us without a second thought. The ensuing battle went well for us. That day, we carved out our reputation of being the deadliest archers. Our arrows won us the right to wander these woods at will. It was this very bow that my father used that day.
Thank you for the tale, Master Island, and especially the bow. I will honor its history.
I can never, for some reason, I can't make myself be like, give me a bow. So I'm just gonna see them.
Of course. Take whatever you need.
Yeah, show me your craft. Don't need both of those. And two. Keeping the greatsword because I might need it for someone else. Never keep shields. At this point now. Okay, what does he have? Okay. I didn't even check to see the stuff that he actually has available. The only thing that I might need is a helmet, but I'll find one of those and pick it up, so. Now, talk to these guys.
Hello there. I don't think we've met.
For you.
It's good you're well. You weren't here when Paul arrived, were you?
I've heard of you. Everyone is talking about you and the other missing hunter. A Grey Warden brought you back here.
You're not Dalish, are you?
That obvious, is it? I just found your camp a couple of days ago. A lucky thing. I heard rumors in a nearby human village that a Dalish camp was closed, and I hope to find your hunters in the forest.
You were fortunate I didn't shoot you, Paul. I thought you were a Shem, and a bandit at that. You're not the first city elf to rejoin his people. I'm sure you'll find life among us more satisfying than with the Shems, if no less harsh.
In the alienage, we hear terrible stories about the Dalish. They aren't true, right?
Only the parts where we sacrifice young elves to the gods.
Ha! That's funny. It is funny, right? You don't actually do that.
He wants to join us, so we're going to let him.
Is the Keeper sending you back to that cave to look for Tamlin?
Yes, I'm going with Meryl.
I want to go with you. Keeper Marathari probably won't approve, but I can help find Tamlin.
Alright, come with us.
Good. I'll follow you. Just to make sure Meryl doesn't go running to the Keeper when you tell her I'm coming.
This is why we just speak with her and ask.
I see you have not left with Meryl yet. Is there something you need?
I want to bring Fenriril with us to the cave.
Fenriril? Are you certain? I'm already putting Meryl at risk. I don't want to lose you too.
I want to help Keeper. If we can find Tamlin, it's worth the risk.
Very well then. You have my permission. And thank you for asking for it.
Now let's talk to Pyvel.
So you have returned to us, Dalen. We are grateful you are whole and well.
The Shemlin are responsible for this.
The Shemlan, eh? And I suppose the Shemlan dragged you into that cave, twisted your arms to prevent you from coming to tell the Keeper of it first.
Oops. You're right. We should have come back here first.
I suppose your youth can be forgiven. Sadly, Tamlin pays the price. Losing you would be a terrible crime, Dalen. You belong to more than just yourself, or do you not remember?
I'm sorry, Haran. I'll try harder next time.
Would you even know the reason behind your efforts? I wonder. Let us tell these children of the fall of the Dales. You can honor me by sharing in the telling.
Certainly, Haran.
Come then. Help me as I go along. Children, hear of the fall of the Dales. Hear the tale of what makes you Dalish. Would you care to begin, Dalen?
Long ago, we were slaves to the humans.
Yes, slaves to a terrible empire the humans built on the darkest magic. When it fell, we became free. We built a homeland in the Dales, worshipping the creators, and rebuilding the culture and history we lost in our long years of slavery.
But the humans wouldn't let us be.
They were resentful, because we would not worship their gods, and because we put our people first. Over the years, their nations grew cold toward the Dales. In their eyes, we were blasphemers and cruel tyrants.
And then the humans declared war on the Dales.
And so the Dales fell. They took our lands and dispersed our people, forcing us to live in their cities and abandon our gods. But many of us refused to relinquish our ways. We instead chose to scatter to the winds, wandering the lands.
We chose wandering the lands rather than the human rule.
To survive and preserve our culture, the clans stay apart until the day the Elvenon have a homeland once more.
We shall return the old ways to those who have lost them.
We are the Dalish, keepers of the lost lore, walkers of the lonely path.
We are the last Elvenon. Never again shall we submit.
Thank you for your forbearance, Dalen. You remember both the tale and the oath of the Dales perfectly. I will let you get back to your tasks. I pray you find Tamlin quickly.
What do you know about that Grey Warden?
The one who brought you back? Very little. He seemed decent enough as humans go. As for Grey Wardens, they're heroes without a doubt. Members of our own clan joined their ranks in ages past.
What do you know about Darkspawn?
Only that they eat living flesh and lurk in underground tunnels, once ruled by the Dergenlen, the dwarves. In the last blight long ago, the Grey Wardens all but wiped them out. Should they return, all races will shudder.
Did elves ever live in... Did elves ever... Oh my god. Did elves ever live in caves?
I've never heard of such a thing. But in the days of ancient Arlathan, we lived free and spread far across the continent. We were as varied as the Shemlin, though fewer in number. Perhaps some of us lived in caves then, but all knowledge from that era is lost.
I would like to hear more about our history.
Now that's something I rarely hear. Of course.
Tell me about Arlathan.
Ah, yes. The Lost City. Before the Shemlen enslaved us, even before they came to this part of the world, our people lived in glorious Arlathan. Legends say that our ancestors were immortal, and we possessed magic the Shemlen could only dream of.
Do no books record our history?
When the humans enslaved us, they took away our language, our history, and our immortality. We quickened to the pace of life, and retained nothing of ourselves. We were slaves for so long, that even when we became free, there was little for us to recover. If books still exist, I do not know of them.
Why do the Shems allow us to exist if they hate us so much?
Perhaps they have no choice. Dalish clans are scattered to the winds and rarely gather, which makes us difficult for any organized effort to destroy. And why bother? We have nothing they want. No land, no treasure. And we always move on, allowing no one to grow too angry with us. Some might see this as cowardly, but we are proud. We are the last, and we will survive.
That's so sad. Elven culture as a whole in this is so sad. What happened to the elves who didn't join the Dalish?
They remain in human cities, forgetting all they once had. We call them flat ears, but they differ little from their Shemlen masters. A few may return, but we must accept that they know nothing of the lore, or why we keep it.
Do you think we'll ever find another homeland?
We can hope to find a new home one day, where the Dalish and the Flat Ears will build a land greater even than Arlathan. We shall teach the Flat Ears the lore they lost, and perhaps they will teach us to understand the Shemlen at last. That is the only way we shall truly live in peace.
I think that's all. Thank you.
Then I'm sure you have much to do, unless you've other questions.
I should go.
Of course. May the gods guide your path, Dalen.
And I guess this was just like an around camp episode because we are kind of running short on time. So I think I'm going to get us over to about where Meryl is, which is like this way. Yeah. But we'll actually talk to her and leave next time. So, if you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed, maybe tap that notification bell to get notified every time I upload. Thanks for being here. See you on the flip side. Elisa out.